Hello, hello. Welcome. So as you can see, I'm currently showing a blue screen and a blue wall behind me. And I'm kind of wearing a blue shirt, I just realized. So a bit of a theme going on. And I'm now struggling to actually tie that in some way with what we're going to be discussing today. Sort of, have we got the Bitcoin blues? I don't know, something like that. So let's actually bring something up onto the screen to start with. Welcome everyone, thanks so much for joining. As you can see, well, as you can see on the screen, I'm looking at investing.com, where in about half an hour we should see this column here, the actual updated with the PCE price index. We've got year on year, month on month. That's the core, and then down here we've got the not core. So let me just jump over to comments. Oh, hello, people. People have joined. Let's do a quick chat. So, morning. That's actually me from earlier on. Obviously, it's not morning anymore, depending where you are. But hey, hello, me. Scotty, howdy doody. Welcome, welcome. And Kaz, hello, hello. Welcome as well. So, is that it? Is that all the comments so far? Hopefully, we'll get more. So, yeah, as I was going to say, as you probably noticed, Save with Crypto is not currently on the live stream, and he might closing the window, even though it's bloody hot in here. It's just getting really windy outside. So yeah, just net curtains and things blowing around. But anyway, yeah. So Save isn't actually on the live stream at the moment. He's at a conference. He says he's saying it's a SEO conference that he's attending. Maybe because he got the train up to the place. I think it was Manchester yesterday evening, and he's attending it today and possibly tomorrow. I'm not sure. But yeah, so we do wonder, like, conference. So what's that all about? Hopefully we'll hear from him at some point during this. And maybe I should just, before we really get started, I might just put a quick note into the Discord, just saying, everyone, we're live. Okay, that's done. Always a bit anticlimactic after entering that. Put a tag to everybody, we're live, and several exclamation marks, and then nothing happens. Not quite sure what I was expecting to happen immediately. So anyway, yeah. So we'll keep an eye on this, and these numbers, the PCE numbers, which are going to be released pretty soon. So like 1:30 UK time. So in 24 minutes, according to that. In the meantime, we could look at some Bitcoin prices and see what's going on. Also, if there are any coin requests or anything like that, then do shout. God, I'm swelteringly hot now as I close the window. Sorry, one sec. I've increased the fan speed, so apologies if that. I need to breathe. My God, I can't even. Sorry. Why don't people invent rooms that are basically fridges? We go to, we've got. I mean, yeah, air conditioning, sure, but we've got the technology to build a fridge, and it's it's kind of, a lot of them are the size of like a broom cupboard, that kind of thing. So surely that could just be extended out a bit and just put the exact same stuff. Build a frigidarium type of a room. There you go. Somebody should invent that, I think. I don't know if it is just a case of yeah, just have air conditioning installed. But in any case, so yeah, I keep talking about things and then not doing them. I need to sort of fix that. Yeah, Bitcoin, the prices and things. So this might be a little bit premature that I've gone into this just at the moment, because I was going to talk about that. So I'll maybe come back to that. Let's start with over here. Maybe drop down to the hourly on this one. Yeah, I wanted to mention this actually, because in the last live stream, so we didn't do one yesterday because, say, you've kind of rushing to catch his train and so on, just didn't want to get stressed out over it, I think. But yeah, so essentially on this then, so the day before yesterday in the live stream, I drew in, well, this box already existed. It was just kind of a order block-ish thing, or just area of liquidity really from back here. That price is dipping into it, drops below, came back above, kind of do that, interacted with it a bit, and then back over here. The reason I extended this out was because the price did then kind of pop back up into it. Oh, in fact, I think, you know, when I drew it, the price hadn't actually done that yet. It was approaching it. So it's much more a case of like, oh yeah, we're probably going to see the price come up into there. I think the price maybe was about there at the time. But yeah, it did. So the scenario was that if the price comes into there and bounces, that scenario A, which was that it would like reject from the liquidity in here, just sell side liquidity essentially, and just kind of the price would head down strongly to the downside. If it didn't reject, so the other scenario was that if it managed to break above there, then it would kind of staircase its way up, I guess, through this liquidity, which is like the sort of broader thing. But in either case, it would be a strong move in either direction. And then, sure enough, that's actually kind of what happened. So, well, I mean, you know, it's going to be strong move up or strong move down, but the confirmation was going to be breaking below that line or breaking above that line. It broke below that line quite, and then we sure enough, so on the hourly, so we kind of got that all the way down. So that would have been a tasty trade, to be honest, if that had, had set up a I suppose it would have had to been a trigger short to do that for the confirmation. So like from there down to, you know, the sort of thing that if we magically knew exactly when to take profit, which is never the case, that would have been, you know, 5.4% to the downside, tasty. Probably more likely would have been like if the if that, sorry, go to that. So if seeing that wick, so the rejection heading to the downside, and then just, you know, just strong rejection, wicked back up, and then kind of started to do its sideways thing. So that would have been a pretty surefire signal to close. This line here, I believe, is, if I bring those down, that one is the weekly 200 SMA. And what's kind of interesting, it virtually bounced. I mean, not quite, but it virtually kind of bounced off that line, didn't it? If I draw that in a slightly dodgy sort of way, it yeah, sort of came down. I mean, you could say that it straddled it. It straddled that line. It played with it, and then just kind of came back up, and bounced off it, and then straight down. So there's probably some pattern in there that would signify that was going to happen, I expect. So in terms of this, then, there has been this sort of question, like, does this mark, like, you know, the 4-year cycle bottom? No, definitely not. A local bottom for sure, but in fact you can already kind of see the price is just working its way back down again. So I mean, if well, I may have already drawn this in on a different chart. If I have a look, so what the hell was that about? Delete that. So if, was it this one? New? I know I could just draw it in again, so we can get the deets. Yeah. I think that was probably from a retracement level. I'll bring out Quadzilla in a sec. I just wanted to talk about this a bit first. But in any case, How was I going to do this? I suppose you could look at this in terms of, because there's a few things on, maybe from the 4-day. Yeah, okay. I was going to draw in a fib retracement, but first of all, like looking at it, like say from there, if it was just like that move to the downside, so bang, 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 and now we're kind of retracing up through the fib levels, and so in which case, is there much to tell from that? A bit, not much though. I mean the halfway point, obviously not a Fibonacci level, but it the 50% level between that particular high is that one, isn't it? That pretty local high, to be honest. And let's face it, that local bottom, high and low. Yeah, the 50% line did mark out, certainly on the way down, as a bounce. If only we'd known that was exactly halfway down when that happened. Yeah. But in retrospect, we can kind of see that. Suggests that might have some similar effect on the way back up, depending how high it goes. So also given that, which was the 200 weekly, isn't it? So that might have an effect as well. It depends. Equally likely that that was the extent of the bounce, and it's now going to carry on down. That there is some it's likely. I think not likely. It's one of the contenders. I think for what might happen is that 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 was the local bottom. That's the new local top, and now we're heading back down, potentially bounce off there off the 0.786. But if we zaps that, there is also another reason why that might be the case, which I'll come to in a little bit. And by the way, any thoughts on what the PCE might do? It's quite soon, isn't it? In 15 minutes. How that's going to affect things? Because obviously, I say obviously, just going to check to make sure that I'm kind of going to be at least somewhat accurate. So yeah, basically so if the PCE data it's then comes in strong, then basically that means that inflation is probably going to be strong. So Federal Reserve then would probably tighten, i.e. when they next adjust the inflation rate, it's either going to be another level or it's going to be a hike. So in other words, we kind of don't really want the PCE to come in like higher than expected. We ideally want lower than expected. So softer PCE data would basically provide support for risk assets like Bitcoin, and that could potentially spark a relief rally, in which case, obviously, that. Otherwise, probably that. Would it be the case that if it was as expected, it'll just do that? Don't know. Shall see. But I would think if it comes in as expected, that might just continue what it's doing, which is kind of that at the moment. But yeah, so I was going to show. Oh yeah, one other thing. I'm on here just if I can figure out what the heck I was doing. Oops. That thing. Yeah. Okay. For this, I'm going to drop to a different chart. Not drop to a different chart. Just go to a different chart. Was it this one? Maybe. Come back to that. On here, if we go to the weekly, and Yeah, okay. Oh, this is Bitunix, so it doesn't have much in the way of data there. It kind of goes back to April 2022. But in any case on this, it would probably at least draw in a fib retracement to the upside, which might be kind of interesting. So if we do that, then, oh, Scotty, actually, you know what? I'm just going to bring up the comments as well, just so that people watching on different platforms, because we are kind of multi-streaming to different platforms at the moment. So in which case, yeah, you can kind of see what's being commented from different platforms. So far, everything's from YouTube. So people watching on X, you're being shown up. you need to post some comments as well, if you don't mind. And otherwise, you're letting the side down or something. Scotty, I just thought after a bong rip last night. Nice, mellow. Could BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, etc., be selling Bitcoin to kind of destroy MicroStrategy? Because they're certainly just kind of dying at the moment, aren't they? Excuse me. Nice coffee. This is what you tune in for, isn't it? Just to watch someone slurping their coffee live on the stream. So, yeah. I honestly wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past them at all, because it is one of those things. We kind of see chart technicals, see charts doing certain things, specific things, often like over and over again, and just it shows up like, you know, those sorts of things happening. They show up as just weirdly predictable things on the charts. It's so like something like this pattern that we're seeing here. You'd expect. I mean, that's down at 26K for Bitcoin, but so like for example, I just drew in this the fib retracement from that low all the way up to the high, and on the way back down, which is kind of the important bit, being a retracement, then it's you can kind of see just exactly how not so much. Oh, in fact, yeah, there it interacted, but you know, on the way back down, it did that. Drop below the 50, which the same doesn't really quite count. It's well within the 0.382. Kind of that might be a place that it bounces from. But the point is that the price obeys like technicals and things, just kind of the inner workings of the market, and liquidity lying in wait and all that kind of stuff. Just passive orders hit by aggressive orders and so on. But for that to happen, like all the real world stuff kind of needs to take place. It's a bit like, you could view it like the real world stuff is the aggressive behavior. Not aggressive as in but that's very aggressive, but as in just what I'm looking for, dynamic, imperative, I suppose. Imperative behavior takes place. That's probably a better word than aggressive for like orders as well. They're imperative orders versus passive, I think. Active, there you go. Active orders and passive orders. What the hell was I talking about? Sorry. Yeah, so yeah, you probably get the idea. The real world stuff, you could view that as the imperative or active behavior that's triggering the passive stuff, which is just it pushes the chart along to its next kind of thing. It's a railway network. It's a very kind of elaborate one, isn't it? Just pushing the train along the rails up and down the market like that. But so it goes where it's going to go, but it needs those things to happen in the real world for it to take place. Except the occasional kind of black swan event nixes things entirely, you know. But that's a separate thing. Is that those are the exceptions? So anyway, my thought was, could MicroStrategy be the next GameStop? Maybe, quite possibly. I could really see them being targeted. Just because they have been, the way the whole thing is set up, it is a bit vulnerable, I think, to just being ganged up on in that way, being excessively shorted. Just kick it while it's down and so on. Yeah, so okay, hello, afternoon, Maff. Hope you're well and surviving the heat wave, matey. Despite my swooning and like turning fans around and complaining about the curtains, twitching the curtains, I'm absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving the heat wave in the UK. Sort of southwest London. It's way too hot, but it's brilliant. So yes, thank you for your concern. I'm not just surviving; I'm quite enjoying it. So there you go. Hope you are as well, mate. Yeah, so I think that this fever retracement is probably a bit more of a realistic thing. I think if we break below, so if the price kind of continues to come back down, then it's exactly that. That's the thing. I need to do like a very nerdy laugh at that to just totally defeat the cool aspect. But yeah, I don't think I need to be honest. Yeah, so the price it breaks below the that was 200 weekly, wasn't it? Probably a bit different. Oh no, it's probably the same as previous. As I was saying, it's just that there's not much data on this particular chart, historical data. But yeah, so if it breaks down below there, 57, which it will, let's face it, don't want to sound too biased about what the price is going to do, but 99% likely, I think, to break below there, that 57.8. And in which case, if it came all the way down to the, yeah, and I need to just, I kind of did learn these. I knew these, the fib levels, but anyway, 0.236, which interestingly kind of lines up with that liquidity there. So if it did come down to there, then we're talking 41. I'm kind of seeing upper 40s as being the price bottom, but we might well see just like kind of a violent wick to the downside, signaling the end of that massive downward trend, and then to the up. So that's entirely possible. But yeah, so one to keep in mind that would be very much like sweeping the lows. I think if the price drops to there, like put in a stink bid or two, as they say, to maybe potentially buy there or just open a long position there, would be nice. So probably be the old laddered entry as well. Just put in some plans like smaller long positions from like, I don't know, not 50%, I think probably lower, from 50 maybe, and ladder them down like steadily bigger entries, and then hopefully off to the races and up we go. In any case, so from there could jump over to 4 minutes to go, by the way. Let's just oops, if I bring back this, that says that's saying 4 minutes, so it must be true. Exciting stuff. And oh yeah, I was just about to pop over to a different chart, wasn't I? But as we're on here, let's bring up the liquidation heat map for Bitcoin on the 24-hour. So it doesn't tell us. I mean, that suggests that, because obviously the price came down, bounced off liquidity that was there, but didn't consume all of it. There's still a whole bunch of liquidity there, so we could kind of see the price just coming down to consume that as well. It's like 61. Forgot where it is at the moment. So yeah. Currently at 61. Funny enough, 61.040. So to keep that in mind. 61.011. Maybe, yeah, just under. So that's not too radical, is it? That we could just see the price just come down at $100 or so, and just kind of consume. But in which case, the 24-hour doesn't tell us a huge amount beyond that. If I go to say the monthly, we haven't often looked at that level. Yeah, okay. So all of that is a month, and the price surged down. It chewed through a lot of liquidity on the way down. There's all that, and obviously bounced. But just the fact that there's still all of that still below it, it's too tempting, isn't it? At least down to 58.1. So it could drop a good couple of thousand, probably quite quickly as well. And I don't know. There's kind of, I mean, all of that's up at around 67. Yeah, just about 67. But so yeah. So what I'm trying to say. So we could well see a relief rally that consumes a whole bunch of that. That was back on the 15th of June, not so long ago, when it reached that high just there. So we need to find confirmation, don't we? Because if it heads significantly to the downside, probably if it drops below 60, maybe 60,000 and 700 or 800 maybe, that's probably a fairly decent confirmation that we're going to see a further drop down to that sort of level, which would be 58. In which case, because there's an obvious downward trend there, isn't there? You'll keep that downward trend intact. Whereas to the upside, if it kind of gets I think if it goes to the upside, it'll head up to 62 very quickly. And in which case, I'd say we might see a bit of a reaction there, a ranging or a bounce, and then up again. But in either case, that would be kind of confirmation is going to head up, probably up to 63. I would think maybe gets blah 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 blah, and to complete that structure there, the market structure, and then blop. Quite likely, I would think. Yeah. So. We've got a lot of people watching. Hello, people. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, it's time, isn't it? Should nip over to here. So, 130 Core PCE price index came in at exactly as expected, 3.4%, which was 0.1% higher than before. So probably not great for Bitcoin. That's a year on year. The month on month came in for May basically. Obviously, we haven't finished June yet, so don't know. But yeah, so month on month came in at 0.3%. Forecast was the same. Last month was the same, but I guess year on year is probably the one that matters there really. So that's the Core PCE. The just PCE. What's the difference? I don't know. If anyone knows, wouldn't mind a bit of a primer on that. Significantly higher on the PCE than last month. It was expected to come in at that, so maybe that's already priced in. Thank goodness it's not higher than expected. Then the PCE price index month on month was slightly lower than forecast, but the same as last month. That came out, well, I suppose a whole bunch of things really. Personal spending. Are people just buying NVIDIA cards so they can run just their own kind of local uncensored AI models and just get the facts that they want to get, and that sort of thing. Are we all being a bunch of spendthrifts? This kind of the thing. So personal spending suggests yes, we are. So 0.4% was last month. Expected was 0.6. 0.7 is the thing. I wonder if that means that people are just taking out debt to buy their NVIDIA GPUs and whatever else they might be buying. New car, why not? Treat yourself, you deserve it. Get a new car on credit. So don't recommend it, by the way. So yeah, honestly, just if you haven't got the money, don't spend it. Don't spend money you haven't got, especially on things like, oh, what am I lecturing to? You know this. You know this. Anyway, so that can Q1 PCE prices much higher than that, higher than forecast, much higher than last month. Wow, there's some big old data there, isn't there? Just jobless claims came in higher than last month. Oh yeah, actually, you pointed that one out. Initial jobless claims 2 and 5. Oh, expected is 225. Last is 227. So what am I looking at then? What's that? Oh, versus initial jobless claims. Was that just like a different thing? Where's initial? Oh, initial. Yeah. Well, okay. What about the difference? Oh, okay, yeah, obviously. So people who have just signed up on welfare for the first time, I suppose, that's down. Is it well down? It's not well done. It's well down. It's not just a weird accent. So versus just like ongoing jobless claims. Okay. 4-week average. We should know about those. 4-week averages, moving averages. So slightly up, but not by a huge amount. Just I don't know. Wait, you guys have money? None of us do. None of us do. We're all just up to our chins in credit. Well, I hope not. So some of us do, yeah. But if anyone has money right now, do say so in the chat. And what are you planning on doing with it? You're going to spend it, buy some Bitcoin, buy some MicroStrategy. So, by the way, hello. Are you in a cafe or something?
Yeah, it's like a restaurant thing. I was going to try and work out my headphones, and then are you nearly got done, or are you here for a bit?
Probably good for another 10 minutes or so, 10-15 minutes. Okay. I forgot to mention that on stream, actually. There's probably going to be a fairly short one today. But yeah, good to see you. How's the SEO conference? The conference. How's that going?
It's really good so far, actually. Yeah, the funny thing was, it's like the first guy was talking about Claude AI and how he uses that for various things. And then the second guy was this Turkish fella who it's almost like he'd worked for Google sort of thing, but like he basically he'd studied all the sort of Google webmaster guidelines over the years and all the information available, tested everything, pretty much worked, has a good idea about what Google are looking for. And I could see everyone sort of looking at it thinking like, I'm just going to get his slide deck, put it into Claude, and then get Claude to tell me what it's all about. So it's kind of good that it was in that order, actually. Let me just see if I can connect my headphones.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, might want to increase your mic volume if you can.
I will.
So, let's see. That's an interesting principle, Scotty. Can we show Quadzilla and MicroStrategy? I'm thinking about it. Yeah, let's have a little gander at that, because shockingly, hadn't even brought up Quadzilla yet. But just beforehand, I did want to mention this, and then we'll probably go off the topic of how low is Bitcoin likely going to go, and when and so on. So this old pattern that I've talked about many times on the live stream, from the top Bitcoin dropped 36%, then gained a bunch, then dropped 38% and gained a bunch. And by my probably sort of primary school mathematics of sequences and things, I reckon the next drop would be 40%. And I wondered if that had gone totally wrong when the price just kind of bounced halfway-ish down there. Can you mute if you don't mind?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Lots of people with clattering teacups and saucers and spoons and things. We're not thanking the NHS here, but yeah. So yeah. So that coming back down. So I think that could still come back down because the price has broken below that, which is the 200 weekly SMA, or it's kind of like on it at the moment, isn't it? Pretty much. But and then this other one is a 300. Sorry, 350. Ooh, okay. Let's make that the. Why did I make that 300? Just curious what the 300 weekly would tell us on there. Okay, so that would be 54. Just think that the price is going to go lower. The 350 would bring it down to kind of 47, 48. But that in turn is like not far off. Excuse me, that kind of potential 40% drop if that happens. But if it does, it's going to be more like I kind of want to be able to draw this without changing its actual level. Messed it up. And it won't snap back to like where it was. Hey ho, I'll have to fix that later. So in any case, yeah, that might take a bit longer to do that, but that would bring us out to kind of, oh yeah, September. I keep forgetting we're later in the year, aren't we? We're later in the year than before. So because that's the way time works. Took me a while to learn that. So September maybe, might be something like that. If it took until then to reach the bottom, and then also of course the that 350 SMA would have like still been working its way gradually up, so that might even hit that level. I think that's a possibility. So there'll be more of this. Whatever it does, it's going to do random things and then point to there, and then start to do that. Hopefully, the sort of it won't feel like it at the time, but it'll be kind of like the slow beginnings of the next bull market. It'll still feel like everything's just going to zero, and everyone's just, oh no, it's the worst. It's Bitcoin winter, and it'll be winter time as well. You know, there's all of that. Unless you're in Australia. Talking of which, where's Aussie today? He hasn't shown up, but anyway. So
Hang on a sec. I'm going to change my microphone.
Right,
you are.
Is that any better, audio wise?
Yes, actually much better. Yeah.
I found a quiet bit at the hotel, so well, reasonably quiet anyway.
It's not the men's bathroom, is it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Where are you sitting?
No, I'm in the reception bit.
Okay, sure.
But, right.
So quickly, I bet Scotty has money. He looks very wise. He does look wise, doesn't he? So I had money, but the government were nice enough to give it to anyone who comes to. Yeah. Mostly like sort of 3-year-old children playing on the beach. Government person there throwing wads of cash at them. Sorry, shouldn't do that. Oh, hello. When did Roy Orbison turn up? Indeedy. And what's the comment about Google AI Studio? I agree. Google AI Studio is rather a good thing. But yeah, so oh yes, MicroStrategy. Let's go to that. The other kind of significant thing at the moment, I think, is oil has been crashing. It might come because here's Quadzilla finally. Sorry it took so long to show Quadzilla, but we have that retracement level there at 59. Actually, let's see exactly where it is. Oh, there are two. Okay, yeah, there's a little retracement there as well. So 59 and 59 point, excuse me, 0.66. So suggesting strongly, sorry, that the price would come down to that, then maybe bounce. Hopefully not too much. It's retracing level there. Could do that because it, it kind of has a habit of playing out with these sorts of things. But anyway, the point here is oil is crashing, not really showing any signs of reversing at the moment. It's just big time crash. But there's also, so normally you'd expect other assets to be inversely correlated with that. So surely the stock market must be heading to the upside strongly. Not so much. So this is on the daily. It's a bit of a crash. Well, so we saw a crash and a recovery, bounced off the 55 EMA, which is really interesting in itself. It's one bounce and another bounce off it. Those two, what we sometimes call faster EMAs, the 9 and the 21, I seem to see that they've crossed below. The 9 has crossed below the 21, or threatening to. So if they do, that's a fairly early indicator of probable further downside. And if the 21 then kind of rushed down, say if the price did that, or something like that, if 21 then kind of came down, the 55 would probably be wavering a bit and then that would overtake. So if that happens, then very likely further downside, probably to there, and another retracement level. And then maybe back to there. But isn't it odd? There's something mysterious going on because oil is crashing, but the S&P 500 is kind of also crashing at the moment. To be fair, it has sort of leveled off a bit. It's bouncing around a bit at the moment, so it's not quite as dramatic as that. But yeah, so then gold, also been crashing, which is also kind of weird. Followed a very similar pattern to the S&P looking at. So, kind of also did that sort of thing, didn't it? Bloop, bloop, bloop. Gold, excuse me, bloop. Oh, I didn't have the thing. I have to re-bloop. Charging, bloop, bloop, bloop. Yeah. So, is there any significance in that? Probably. So, previously at some fairly random point had drawn in that area of liquidity just there. Obviously, it bounced off that quite significantly, and now it's way down into it. It might reach the bottom of that line, the gold price, before it heads back. I think I've mentioned before, I am the world's worst gold investor, because when I thought, it's time to buy some gold, that was some years ago. It was just at the point where it was. I mean, it was years ago actually. It's a monthly. I think it's something like there, where I bought it. But yeah, everybody makes money from gold. I'm going to jump on this bandwagon. Woo! And yeah, so I actually, what year was it? Yeah, 2011. That sounds about right. So I got quite just dismayed and disgruntled from that and sold probably there, I think, or thereabouts, if I remember. sold just in time. So
What
anyway,
what did you buy with it, or did you just keep it in cash?
I think I got onto Hargreaves Lansdowne and put the money, what money was left, and put it into some it's either mining or a pharmaceutical stock, and then kind of thought, oh, I'll leave that there for a while and forget about it. But checked in about 5 years later, and it had gone down in value.
Oh God!
So to about 75% of it, the original thing. So so then I just thought, screw you guys, I'm just going to spend my money. And never looked back. So
it's all a scam.
Yeah, exactly. All of this saving thing. There is a thing about just keep on borrowing money and until the day you die, and then probably stop.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it personally. It's bad juju, but
I wouldn't. I mean, clearing up the mess after my wife was difficult enough, and she didn't really have any money, and so I wouldn't suggest that. But it depends if you have dependents. If you don't have dependents, sod it. Just go mad.
Yeah, that is very much the thing, isn't it? It's just whatever's left over, you are kind of handing that over to the people you would really least want to be burdened in that way. So I've been doing a lot of moralizing on today's live stream, actually.
Have you?
I was talking earlier on about just things, debt and things. I'm sure everyone really appreciated being moralized at, like it's the Thursday sermon. Should make that a regular Thursday thing. I injured myself last night measuring radio frequencies. Yeah, it still hurts. Boom. Sorry. Booyah or something. I don't know.
Or
yeah.
Boom, boom, in the words of Basil Brush.
Yeah. So where are we at? We never did look at bloody MicroStrategies, really. Should we do that now?
Yeah, go on.
Let's come over here. MSTR on not crypto. NASDAQ, I suppose. And if we bring in, and then I probably really will have to click a thing there. Really will have to skedaddle fairly soon. Let's bring in the RSI as well. Good old RSI. So with this sort of thing, I often just think, what would Wiz say, Wizard of Alt, when it comes to this sort of stock? But also,
I might actually meet him in real life tomorrow.
Is he at the conference?
No, but he's at some crypto one around the corner. It's only on between 5 and 7 in the evening, but you get free beer and pizza, and I applied for a ticket and I got one, so I might pop round there for a bit, just for an hour, and say hello to Wiz. That'd be quite good to meet him in real life.
Yeah. Was it? Are they free tickets?
Yeah.
In sort of Manchester.
Yeah. It's in Manchester. Yeah, something called JetX or something, some sort of crypto thing. Yeah.
Thinking quietly about that. Literally JETEX.
Oh, hang on. I'll find it.
Yes, send me the thing if you don't mind. I very much doubt I'll be able to make it, but that'd be great. Sorry, inviting myself along there. Sort of, Monsieur, you assume too much. I'll be. Oh, they sent me to the wrong place, bastards.
It's
anyway,
called JTX something.
JTX something. It's not the most promising name. So just,
JTX Trade, Manchester. The company's called Jet Europa. Hang on. There you go. Right.
Is the price of entry that you have to listen to a timeshare seminar or something?
I hope not. I hope not. Hang on. I've got it. I've got it. Hang on. It's coming. Hang on. Right. There you go. For anyone in the Manchester area tomorrow night, it's there in the comments.
Cool. Yeah. There you go. Lud Zeppelin 5. Lud Zeppelin 5.
Yeah. So it's 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Yeah. So only problem is that's when all the best talks are here for the SEO one. I might have to find the dual one.
As part of the SEO thing, do you get access to, like, recordings?
You get access to, like, slide decks and things like that. So not particularly,
not really the same, is it?
Not
That's
really.
a bit rubbish.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be quite exclusive, and you have to be here to sort of gain the knowledge bombs,
Yeah. So all right, so 2 till 7. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Thing is, yeah, even if I went, I think I would only catch the last 30 minutes of it or something. But hey, yeah.
Like, I can't believe you're going to jump on a train and come to Manchester when you didn't even want to sort of do a half-hour walk to the Swiss ball thing.
It's true. Well, there is that. Yeah. I mean, there is also the slight problem that I'm sweating so much I kind of stuck to the chair, so I may not even be able to leave this room
Leave the chair
for the next week or so, or until it cools down. So anyway, where are we at? So brought up the MicroStrategy chart and then didn't even just talk about it. So probably ought to do that because it's specially requested. Looking at this just in the context of what the S&P has done, which is different. That's on the daily. Side by side. Just going to delete my scribbles. Scribbles. So, that's why it's not doing what I was expecting it to do there. So, I mean, to be honest, yeah, S&P is looking kind of healthy. That's just following a wavy line, really, isn't it? Versus MicroStrategy. So same time frame, not really doing the same thing. Just given a fair old comparison. That looks very healthy. The stock market. I recommend buying the stock market. So that looks okay. MicroStrategy. Well, to be fair, that's kind of what, if you're looking to invest, not financial advice, blah, 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 blah. You all know that. But that pattern is kind of like what you look for, isn't it, when considering what to invest in? Like buy low versus, I mean, buy slightly lower than high. But then it's probably still going to do to the upside thing, isn't it? So it's 4 hour. So yeah, MicroStrategy. How much further is it going to drop? Probably a bunch. I think that the fact that we've been seeing green bars, as in like likely market reversal bars, on Quadzilla on a stochastic oscillator for the momentum, it did a bit, but then just came down again. And there again, did it a bit, came down and down, and there. So even though by rights the sellers should be absolutely exhausted, the price just wants to come down, 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 down. So something to keep in mind. We do have that retracement level which kind of completed there. So normally when it's a bullish retracement level from Quadzilla, you would expect to see. So the price goes up, like 3 steps up. Sorry, I misdrew that. Pretend it's just there. Down, and then kind of up, and that essentially. But that probably should have been that bounce just there, if anything. Didn't happen. Too much weakness, and usually the thing that kind of keeps, the thing that we have in check for that is if the EMAs are coming steeply downwards and still coming steeply downwards, then that's not going to be a quick reversal at that point. So, or much less likely to be. So that step 3 of that retracement, the bullish retracement, could still be valid, but it might be a little while, and probably a bit more of that first, I would think, just looking at that. You could look at it in terms of broader market. Oh dear. So, okay. It started crashing all the way back in July last year. So not even like in line with the Bitcoin price, really. I mean, there, I guess it was showing, oh yeah, great, it's time to recover now to the upside, and then obviously Bitcoin reached its all-time high, and it was all like downhill from there. So similar thing here. What is notable historically is that that retracement level started plotting back in September 2024. The price met it and bounced. It actually bounced right off that line. But again, just there's kind of a hunger for the downside. And so the price, it bounced, but then it just carried on down after that. So that was that. That retracement level worked out pretty well because the price did sort of down, up, down. So that one was lovely. So I was kind of looking for something. Oh, there we go. Yeah, just some broader context of it, really. So, oops, not that. Sorry, delete all these. So essentially, in this case, let's say if we looked at that as a level, because price bounced off there for that move to significant, obviously move to the upside. Price came back down to that same level, bounced off it a couple of times, and significantly wasn't a higher low. So it's not like this sort of double bottom kind of price that you want to see. It just kind of did that and then that. So a bit of a fake out to the upside there, and just drop below. So next level didn't even drop. It went below that. It's in a bit of a no man's land at the moment because it's between liquidity zones. Because the next one probably is there. So I suspect, yeah, blop to that. It's got time to come down to these retracement levels, all the way down there, sort of 25 and 12, 13. There's a few of them there actually. So that's something to keep in mind. If I go just zoom in slightly, 2-day, then whoosh, yeah, okay. I guess that's pretty much the same. So the same retracement level that we saw on the on the weekly. Similar thing. It started plotting back in 2024 and came down, bounced off it, up, but just didn't go very far. Then just down again.
So I suppose the answer to Scotty's question, should you buy some? Probably not yet.
Yeah. It just looks a lot like there's going to be further downside, because if it drops to this level where there's that liquidity, who's to say it won't drop to that level where there's that more liquidity and retracement level, which would be like 53. Probably, if you were going to do that, it'd be the sort of thing where you might consider putting in again, like a laddered series of entries, but one to plan out and act upon according to your own stuff, judgment, research, blah blah blah. So that's neat. Probably need to finish. Are you ready for your next seminar or whatever?
Yeah, it's 2:30, I think it is. So.
Okay, you got time. Yeah,
I'm all right. I might see if I can grab some dessert first, though.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
It was,
have your cake and eat it. So,
yeah, it's quite nice food here. It's all included as well. So.
So in that case, just fill your boots. Just fill your boots with cake.
I'm actually wearing sandals today, actually, but so not very good for filling with cake.
No, probably not. Yeah, you might draw some looks. I'm sure. It'd be very comfortable. Just a nice sponge under each foot. Yeah. So,
what was the general thinking about Bitcoin anyway? Was it up and down? Was it or sideways?
Essentially, yeah, it could go up, down, or sideways. I think, yeah.
Yeah. I did notice on my my usual like 1 minute, 3 minute, 12 minute sort of like thing I look at. When we got the PCE whatever it was data at 1:30 on the 3 minutes, that wick shot up to exactly the retracement and came back down. It was brilliant. It's really good.
Yeah,
but obviously you only see that when you're looking at different time frames at the same time, really. But like I thought it was quite good.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry. One thing I just want to, before we go, I wanted to quickly mention. I just got to sort of thing out first. Sorry, give me a moment. Also, just wanted to mention this while we still got people watching. I've been very good and not talked about Maftopia at all in your absence. So essentially, yeah. I just wanted to mention, because I've do get subscribed to the Maftopia channel. This is kind of my payment, I think, for for doing the live streams that I get to mention Maftopia. I get to share a little bit, but
Thank you.
So I'm aiming for daily science and technology news, getting there. So because I figured out I could do a slightly different format, which I started doing now, where I do like a sort of reaction video to some like news like science or technology or AI, whatever news article, and just kind of have that up on the screen like that sort of thing. There you go. Except with this, I got the camera angle totally wrong. There's a massive looming forehead on that, so I've got to figure that out. It's the Frankenstein's monster, and I also just needed the bolt in the neck, and that would, it's already quite scary as a thing. But there you go. You can go and watch a looming forehead for about 15 minutes if you want. But in this case, that latest video was why you like dark humor and what it says about your IQ. So there's been a whole load of different studies about just exactly that. There's one back in, I think it's 2017, that did the rounds a lot with headlines like, "If you like dark humor, then you're clever." So obviously those things are just going to be picked up and popular. But there's a slight amount of debunking on that particular study, just because the sample size is way too small. It just wasn't statistically significant at all, really. It couldn't be. But there have been further studies that have approached it with a bit more finesse. So just talk about those. But the thing I've finally figured out was that if I just do this, where I'm simultaneously recording whatever I'm looking at and reading from and commenting on, then I don't have to spend time afterwards like editing, adding in B-roll. And because that was the thing that was really time consuming. It would take like another another day felt like a month, like another day of just kind of editing and fine tuning and things, versus just record both, the forehead cam and the screen share, and then just blop them together and just chuck it out into the world. So aiming to do like one of those a day, or maybe one every 2 days, see how it goes. But do go and look at this. It got hardly any views. It's come up a bit now, 89 views. It's still rubbish, but considering others on here got hundreds and thousands of views, so that needs views, if you don't mind. And while you're there, get onto the playlist as well. There's a Science and Technology News playlist, and just leave it running, if you don't mind. Leave it running in the background, and YouTube will take note. I think that's done. I'm all shilled out, but I'll put that onto Quadzilla. There. So are we basically done?
I think so. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for doing that today. I wasn't expecting it at all. I did start making a video earlier, but obviously it's quite irrelevant now. So I don't know if I'll bother putting it out. I might do actually. I might be late. But it'd be one of those, how good Quadzilla was. And this is no use to, I don't know. It's probably better than an advert, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah.
If it shows like just how to use Quadzilla based on historic data, then that's useful, from that point of view.
Yeah, it has some merit there. I'll probably do it tonight. Depends how the after party goes, but it's because like there's a party tonight and there's a party again tomorrow night, and then there's the Wiz thing as well. So yeah, quite full on for the next 48 hours really.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
Anyway, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good fun.
Good to be busy. Yeah,
it's lovely being in Manchester when it's sunny. It's great, beautiful.
Yeah, I quite like Manchester. It's got the tram system, isn't it? It's always like fun to use. Fun to avoid them as well. Just dodge out of the way. So apologies to the people whose comments we didn't really get to or answer. I think there's not too many. I think it's only Scotty actually. So apologies, Scotty, didn't get to your last couple of questions there. But
I think it was just talking about the Ethereum CME gap. It'll kind of follow Bitcoin, I suppose, won't it? Difference between MSTR and STRC. Is that a joke?
Well, they're both going to the downside, given that. One's meant to be stable, the other's meant to be. One's meant to do that, the other's meant to do that, but they're both doing that.
Yeah.
There's not much difference at the moment, put it that way.
Yeah. I think probably the difference is STRC is probably more shit than MSTR, and less likely to recover, I would say. At a guess. But that's
almost like designed to fail, really, isn't it? The way that they did it.
Well, he designed it with ChatGPT. There was a good analogy. This Claude fella said this morning. He was saying, like, the thing about AI is you have to treat it like a horse, in the way that if you put like a horse or even quite a few horses in a field, they'll just run around and go mad and just sort of like probably cause chaos. But if you put a harness on one and put something on the back of it, it'll probably plough your field or something, So you need to sort of control it. You need to give it parameters it can work with. Like, you've got to use this harness and you've got to go up and down and plough the field. As long as you tell it to do that, it will probably do that. Whereas a wild horse will just go and shit everywhere. So
it's true.
There you go.
Yeah. There's a thing about this kind of I've forgotten the name of it now, but the loop thing now, where because that's the latest rage now, isn't it? Where just kind of, rather than like continually prompting your agentic AI to kind of go and just refine, you have like one AI that's just doing that. It's on a recursive like improvement loop, and you get another AI that's kind of that it knows what your goal is, and you know where you want to get the thing to. So you just leave them to it until it eventually kind of either achieves the thing or is taken over the world or whatever. From its mountain base. You know.
There was a really good question this morning where someone asked. She said, "I'm not a software developer, but you know, I'm kind of using Claude Code to create like software, and I don't know if the code's any good or not. You know, as not being a software developer, how can I rely on it being good?" And the guy said, "Well, you've actually got a really good software developer sitting next to you, so just open up a new you know, new instance of like Claude, and use that to check the other one." And it's like,
yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, there is also just the thing, like if what she's created or got the AI to create works, and you know, does what she wants it to do, does it matter if the code's any good?
well, there's always like security risks and things like that, isn't it? You know.
There's that side of it. I mean, yeah, I would probably count that among doesn't work. You know, in that sense. It's just like is it elegant code? Who cares? You know. For a coder, absolutely it matters because you want it to be maintainable. If it's like a one-off thing to do a task, like a script, basically, it probably doesn't matter that much. But yeah, should probably stop now.
Okay.
We're done.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's end it here, shall we? All right. Thanks everyone for coming. Please do like the stream, and I really appreciate what you did there, Maff, and it's brilliant.
Oh yeah, and, had fun. Yeah.
I mean, we could try and do something similar tomorrow, but well, you know, we'll see what we can do. Right. But anyway.
Yeah. I'll be around. Pretty sure. Yeah.
All right. Brilliant. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Cheers.
Trade.